a drop spin is going to be a very, very common move you're going to have in all of your choreography because they're really easy, they're really effective in creating a nice circular visual. They are a great exercise to practice your timing, your togetherness, making sure that you're hitting a certain checkpoint by a certain count. They're good for getting control of your silk so it doesn't wrap up or sail. So we're going to worry about our thumbs. We're going to talk a lot about our thumbs. Our thumbs in a drop spin are always going to point the same way. So if your one thumb's pointing up, the other one's going to point up. If one thumb's pointing down, the other one's going to point down. They're always going to be twins. Your thumbs are also always going to be pointing towards the direction of the silk. So if my silk is up, I know both of my thumbs are up. If my thumbs are down, then I know my silk is down. Each hand is going to only be responsible for about half of a turn. So you don't want to invert your wrists too much, or if you catch yourself inverting your wrists too much, that's how you know you're probably doing something wrong. Drop spins are one of those things that there's 1.5 million wrong ways to do one. You can get the same effect and just have your hands in a slightly different way. So it's really important to pay attention and learn the correct way to do one. Because there have been people who have gone a whole season without realizing that they're doing a drop spin wrong until the certain choreography had their hands a certain way and they realized they couldn't do it because they were doing the drop spin leading into it wrong. I'm going to be actually using my left, so you can go ahead and mirror me. So even though I'm using my left, when you watch, it will be your right. So your right hand is going to be at the tab, and notice the way I'm grabbing has my thumb pointing up towards the silk, and it's also kind of holding on. So I'm pinching the pole and the sleeve down with my thumb pointing up. I'm not down here, not touching the silk. I'm at the tab, but my thumb is going into the silk. That's gonna help make sure that your flag doesn't roll up as you do drop spins. Okay, we're gonna stand in first position, feet together. That means our heels are touching and our toes are turned out, making a big pizza slice. We're going to hold our flag at the tab and the second tape. We're going to be doing a right drop spin, so we're going to have our right hand at the tab and our left hand at the tape, and we're going to start in a right shoulder. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to keep your flag in your right hand and bring it down half of a turn. So my hand did not change at all. I just brought the flag down half of a turn. My silk is down and my thumb is down. Now we're going to take your left hand, and because this thumb is down, now this thumb has to go down. I'm going to re-grab below my first hand. So I have my right hand on top, my left hand on the bottom in the silk. Now from here, I'm going to let go with my right hand. Now my left hand is in the silk, my thumb is pointing down towards the silk, and I'm going to rotate it a half of a turn. Nothing about my hand changed. The only thing I'm doing is I'm dropping this elbow, rotating my wrist a little bit, and doing a half of a turn. So I do my half of a turn, up. Now I'm going to re-grab again with my right hand. I'm going to grab at the tab, like where it was, thumbs pointing up. Make sure it's at the tab and you're not climbing up the pole. It goes back to the tab. Now I'm right where I started. I'm going to let go with my left hand, do half a rotation, thumb pointing down. Now I'm going to re-grab, thumb pointing down into the silk, let go, half a rotation. Grab, thumbs are up, silk's up, let go, half rotation, grab, let go, half rotation, grab, thumbs together, let go, half rotation. I'm going to show you what your hands are doing, not mirrored, but from your perspective. So you've got your flag in your right hand, at the tab, thumb in the silk. You're going to drop half of a turn. So your thumb is pointing down, your silk is pointing down. Your left hand is going to grab into the flag, thumb pointing down. Then you're going to let go right hand and do Re-grab right hand at the tab, rotate half a turn, re-grab left hand, half a turn, re-grab right hand, half a turn, re-grab left hand, half a turn. Another thing to keep in mind to double check that you're doing these right is whatever hand is re-grabbing is always going to grab closer to the ground drop. This hand is going to go towards the ground, and so towards the ground is in the silk. Then I let go and I bring my flag up. Towards the ground now is towards the pole. Silk, pole. Silk, pole. On your right side, your right hand is always going to grab on the tab into the pole, and your left hand is always going to grab into the silk. You always want to be spinning your hands as close to your belly button as you can. So my hands are always going to be low here. I'm not going to spin up here by my face or at my chest. I'm going to try and spin as low as I can. Drop spins tend to have a lot of kind of rules, but they're not something that you always need to be thinking about. They're just something to make sure you are consistently doing to make sure you're doing a drop spin correctly. So thumbs are always together and thumbs are always with the silk. Whatever hand grabs at the tab is always going to grab at the tab. Whatever hand grabs towards the silk is always going to grab towards the silk. And you're always going to grab below, closer to the ground of the other hand. So that is a right drop spin. I will go over quickly a left drop spin. It's the same thing, you just switch your hands. Feet are going to be in first position. Left hand is going to be at the tab. Right hand is going to be at the bottom tape. You're going to keep the flag in your left hand and drop it half a turn. Then you're going to re-grab with your right hand. Let go of your left. Bring it up. Re-grab left. Let go right. Half turn. Re-grab right. Let go left. Half turn. Re-grab left.